and welcome to the development of Beyond the Darkness. It's been a while since we posted a video, but that's pretty much because we are posting every week on Facebook, so we're still gonna make videos for YouTube, but if you want to keep up with us on Facebook, then please visit our Facebook page and you can comment on that and ask questions, and we will do our best to respond to that. So take a look at the Facebook page. I will put a link in the description and I will show a link in the video as well. But that's not why we are here, because this is our Halloween special, and especially for the Halloween holidays, we wanted to make what? You guys hear that? I don't mean the thunder sound, but I'm hearing some... It's coming from here. I was actually doing the intro alone because Michael had to go somewhere. I also know that there is a mouse cursor in the screen. I'm aware of that, but we couldn't get rid of it for some reason, so my apologies for that. But what? Whoa, what is this? Is this a graveyard? Where did that come from? What is... Michael?
Hi? What are you doing here? Weren't you supposed to record a video?
Yes. I was actually recording a video, but... And then I heard some shovel sounds.
Are you recording now?
I brought the audience with me.
Hi guys. Awkward.
What are you doing here?
I was digging away our old ideas that we had for the game. Since we no longer need them.
You were burying old ideas?
Yeah.
Oh my god, you've been busy.
I have.
Oh, holy cow. Well, I guess since I brought everybody here, and since you've been creepy grave digging in the middle of the night in the forest for some reason, well, I guess we could tell everybody about all the ideas we buried here. Well, you buried here. I guess this is a good way to fill in the whole Halloween special. Well, I guess I had a whole idea with, cake and clowns and horses, but maybe this is even better. So yeah, Beyond the Darkness 1.0. Well, I guess I can tell you guys a little bit about that, but we have a video about the 2.0 version of the game and why we changed that. So I'm not gonna tell a lot about it. It's better to take a look at that video. Maybe I can put a link in this video with the whole YouTube notation thing. I'm not sure if that still works, but I'm gonna do my best. But yeah, we kind of dropped 1.0 in the beginning of this year. It was a good idea back then, and it was a dream to make a video game and a horror game, and we still have that dream, but it was too big, too complex, and too much work for the two of us. And it was just not managed, not written out well enough. And 2.0 is going way better and way faster in development, so in the end it was good to bury this one and just move on.
That's right.
Speaking of moving on, there is a term in the creative process that's called kill your darlings, and what it basically means is, for the people who don't know, sometimes you make things and sometimes you don't want to change things because you put a lot of effort in something, and you don't want to get rid of that something because you're gonna lose all the effort you put into it. But in the end, if you drop that and start all over, your project is gonna be better. It's gonna benefit and it's gonna come out way stronger than it did before. And that is kind of what this whole thing is, and Abigail is one of the darlings of Michael. I'm giving you the honors.
No, Abigail was supposed to be an enemy in the game, and you may have seen her come by in all the old vlogs that we did, like at the beginning. The style of the model was seen everywhere, like it came back in movies and in other indie games. and we didn't really end up liking it. So we also had some problems with her model and stuff as well. So we decided to just kill her. And she will still be in a game in some way, but we cannot really say much about it.
No, indeed. It was more that her appearance was, it's based on the gothic scene, and gothic and horror go along pretty well together. So you saw things like that in lots of movies and games, and it was not original anymore. But that's okay. I hope she can find peace now. Okay, so do you visit this grave, sometimes when you're not around?
No.
Okay, I'm just gonna believe that. But okay.
This is the first time I'm here.
Yeah, and those graves, they also... You did this in one night?
Yeah, well, I look at journal.
Okay, okay, journal, whatever. Okay, so the journal was a feature that we made in Beyond the Darkness 1.0. It was supposed to be a book, like a real journal you carried with you, and you could access it with a press on a button, and it would show all the pages you found, all the diary pages. It would show you objectives, it would help you out, it would give you hints. But in the end, it was really a hassle technically to get this whole thing working and to keep all the pages you found inside a booklet that you could also flip through. And we wanted to make things simpler for ourselves, but also simpler for the player, because it was now you have just everything we want to tell you in one single page, one page you find somewhere, a diary page or just a note or a Scrabble, and it keeps things way easier than when you have to fill a whole diary or a whole journal. So in the end, this journal thing was dropped, and I don't think we will miss it. I think there are better ways to inform and better ways to help the player out whenever they get stuck. So yeah, that's pretty much about this one.
Yep.
Now here's an old one, corner peeking.
Yes, this is a very old one. This is one of the first features we have been working on in our gray block era, as we call it. We were testing the limits of Unity and of the engine and see what was possible. And one of the features that we were working on was corner peeking. So you could press the Q or E button on your keyboard to look around a corner. But this was based on the old Unity character. It's a default Unity character, and it never worked as intended. And now that we have a new player in place, like we have a complete new player system in place with 2.0, this might return at some point, but it's definitely not a priority.
No, exactly. So we're not gonna make any promises about this one, and yeah, it was a good idea back then, once again, but yeah, we're just gonna leave it here for now. Could you promise me that you're not gonna dig up graves at one point?
I can't promise anything.
Oh dear. Well, speaking about darlings, well, that's maybe not the right word for this one. Asriel was a character that was supposed to be in the game, and I don't think we ever told you guys about this.
Never.
No, because that was supposed to be a secret. Well, not a secret, but it was a big thing. Back in the time when we were working on Beyond the Darkness 1.0, we had the idea of putting a character in the game that was pretty much working as a guide. Asriel was visiting you as a player in the form of a crow, but Asriel was actually the Angel of Death, coming for Julia's soul. And you make a deal with the Angel of Death, with Asriel, that you have a different soul, which was actually Bannard's soul, So you would give him his soul in exchange for Julia's life. And because of that, Asriel would help you out during the game, but the whole storyline with Julia being ill and Julia almost dying is not here anymore. That we left that storyline behind, and 2.0 has a way different storyline. And on top of that, we kind of feel that the character Asriel and the more realistic way, the more realistic style of the game, as far as you can call this game realistic when it comes to horror, it wouldn't really fit. You know, it is still, the game still has some weird moments and some strange things, but most of the time it's kind of grounded in reality. At least that's the whole setting, so we don't really feel like this character could fit in. So in the end, it was a cool idea, and we had a lot of fun thinking about it, but we had to drop it, and eventually some of us had to bury Asriel here in the forest.
Yep.
Alright.
Wasn't me.
Oh, the next one, yeah. Enemy pathfinding.
Yes, this is another feature we left behind. We did a lot of successful testing actually in the previous Beyond the Darkness version. We even had some vlogs about it as well, where we showcased it. But we never really had the right level to really test it out properly, because we don't want to promise things that are not going to get into the game eventually. So we did a lot of testing, but we just didn't have the right level, and we decided to just drop it and come back to it at a later point. And that's also what we're going to do. So we still have the whole thing in the game. It's just not implemented. It's not working at all until the time is right. So once we have the better level for this, we can really do some proper testing and then see what we can make with it.
Yeah. At the right time, in the right place, it will probably come back, but for now we have to drop it in the way that we intended to back then, at least.
Yeah.
So yeah. Alright. Now, the next one, this is actually a tree stump, and this is actually nothing. So okay, let's move on. Voice acting, yeah. Wow, you guys were so positive. We had lots of emails and cards and messages, like thousands of messages from people telling us how much you loved the whole voice acting in the video that we showed you. Okay, that is maybe a little bit... Oh, that's not really true, is it?
No, not really.
Actually, most people didn't really like the voice acting, and well, we're gonna make some people happy with this grave. Well, that's kind of a grim way to start this, but yeah, you know, we had a video with Libor, and our connections with Libor kind of faded, and with that also faded the whole thing with the voice acting. But we did notice that lots of people didn't really like the voice acting, so well.
There's nothing useful in here.
You know, in the end, it may be better to keep the character a silent character to add to the whole horror aspect and keeping the player a little bit more alone in the dark. But that doesn't mean that there won't be any voice acting in the game, but for now, we're not gonna focus on voice acting, and there is a chance we're gonna do without voice acting for the whole entire game. So, well, guys, rest assured, what you saw in that video will be gone. As long as nobody digs it up.
Yes.
Alright, maybe we should pick a lock on, we should put a lock on that whole grave, because...
Well, we have lockpicking, which was also a feature we had in Beyond the Darkness 1.0, and this whole lockpicking system allowed the player to open specific doors, but we didn't really like how this worked, and we had planned a complete new version. So we did research. We did our research on other games and games that had lockpicking systems in place, and we kind of looked into what was possible and maybe get some inspiration. But we never got to the point where we got back to it to really making it work basically. And we decided to drop it because we have so much work that we need to deal with 2.0, and lockpicking is not one of the features that we should prioritize, and I don't think it will really work in our game too well. So we decided to get rid of it.
It's gonna take some speed out of the game, I guess.
Yes, it does.
So yeah. Well, that's fine. We tried, and in the end it didn't work, but we gained some knowledge. That's also important.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, we can make it work. It's just that it just doesn't fit. It doesn't fit with our current game.
No, it was a choice to not put this in the game.
Yeah, exactly.
The same goes with interactive books. Back then, we had the idea that books that you could click on books, you could open them, and you could flip through the pages and read the book that way, or you could, press buttons on the keyboard, however it worked. But in the end, it was too much of a hassle to get all the content inside a book and then make the pages show the right text or images or whatever. And it was just way too complicated for something that wasn't really important in the game. Because now we still have things you can read, we still have stories, we still have lore, we still have diary pages, etc, etc. But they are now more presented as single pages you can find in specific spots, and it's way quicker, and when people don't want to read it, they don't have to read it, and it's more compressed. Everything you need to know, everything we want to tell you is now on one single page and not in an entire book with several pages. And we also need to keep things easy for ourselves, because eventually we want to release this game at one point.
Yes, we do.
So yeah, that's the reason we dropped interactive books. I actually put the book that should be here because I changed some tombstones around. I think it's right here. That was one of the books. You could click on it and then the pages would flip, but yeah. Now, it was a cool idea, but we have to drop it for the sake of the project and keeping things simple for ourselves.
That's right.
That also goes for this one.
Yeah, the mood ring. Not only the mood ring, but also the fear system that we had for it. So we built a fear system in the game, and it was based on a score. So if you would run into something scary, the score would go up, and you could take medicine to reduce it and to calm yourself down. And this player ring was a way. So you press a button on your keyboard, and then you would see the arm with the ring, and the ring would have a specific color, which indicates how scared the player was. But we scrapped everything, and now it's going to work based on each encounter or enemy. So you can still die in the game, but that's just like, if you run into an enemy and he hits you, then yeah, that's the way you can die. But it's not based on a score system, because we don't really want to force you to feel scared if the player is.
No, exactly. This whole connection is gone when Nicholas, the character, is scared, but the player is not scared. And it's better to focus on the player, to make the player scared and not the character.
Yeah, that's right.
So yeah, but guys, you're not invincible in the game, you can still die. Just a little warning. Well, I guess that was pretty obvious.
Oh yes, it was.
So yeah, that was... this was our Halloween special for Beyond the Darkness. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. And Michael has been really busy in the middle of the night for some reason. I also want to remind you guys one more time about the Facebook page, because the Facebook page is now very well and alive. I know we struggled in the past, but now We post an update every single week. Most of the times it's in the weekend, sometimes right after the weekend. You know, sometimes I forget. Sometimes I post 2 times a week, but at least you will have something every week. And you can comment on those things, you can send us a message, and you can participate in the whole small, tiny, but humble community we have. And that's about it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I want to wish you guys a happy Halloween. And even if you don't celebrate Halloween like we do, in the Netherlands we don't really celebrate Halloween, but we still wanted to give you guys this special and tell you a little bit about all the things that we thought of, all the ideas we had, and we still had to bury to make the game eventually better. So that's about it, and we will see you guys in the next video, and we will still upload videos on YouTube, but well, might take a while. And if that takes a while, we will see you on Facebook.
That's right. Well, thank you for watching.
Yes, thank you for watching. Bye.
Bye. Can you stand in that hole for a second?
What? Like this?
Yeah. Yeah. Now I'm just gonna grab this shovel. And there we go.
What?
Whoa! There we go, that's better. Alright, it's finally time to go home. Let's go, Abigail.
Abigail? Michael! What the son of a...